Jimbo's Garage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Jimbo's Garage. Well, today we're going to be making a second story balcony handrail. 4 sections total, 2 of them about 8 feet long, 2 of them about 13 feet long. We're going to be using 1.5 inch square tube top and bottom rail, 5/8 pickets, and a handful of these collars that are going to go in between on the pickets. So with that said, let's get started on today's project. Alright, so I'm going to start by getting this all out and getting it ready to go and getting things all plugged in, and then I'm off and running here and getting all the pieces that I need get cut. You know, I like to do this. I like to get organized and get everything I need nice and cut, and so it makes the job smoother, a lot easier when you get everything done. This is an interesting little shot right here. I'm cutting the 5/8 pickets. You can see the end pieces, they come off there pretty good. Then all of a sudden the last 3, bing, bing, bing. Those things shot off completely across the shop somewhere, but anyways, that's all good. I'm starting to lay things out right here, and one of the first things I want to do is get these collars on the pickets themselves, because in the past I've learned the hard way, and I've actually forgotten a few and had to cut everything off and redo it. It's kind of a little bit of a hassle, but this way I get it done. So now I'm getting things shimmed up, and I want to talk a little bit more about this in detail before I move forward on this project here. Okay, so I've got all the components together right here, and I've got everything securely fastened to the table. One of the important things that when you're building gates or panels or anything like this is to be sure that you're level for one, and that you're perfectly square for another, and that you're secure when it's level and square. Because sure enough, when you start welding these pieces in, the heat's going to draw these things, going to start shifting one side or the other, and things are going to get out of square fast. Trust me, I've learned the hard way. So when you do stuff like this, be sure you're level, you're square, and you're fastened down, and you're ready to start welding. So that's what we're going to do. Let's start getting these pickets all welded in here. Let me get my gear on. Let's do it. Alright, so now that you got a better understanding of how everything needs to be nice and level and how important it is, I'm going to move forward. Now you see, I'm just using these 2x4s for spacing. The spacing between these generally on everything I do is right around 3.5 inches, and it works good because just 2x4, just 3.5, 3 5/8, something like that. Then I've got some little riser blocks right there that's helping me hold the pickets in the center of the top and bottom rail. And I'm just going along here, and I'm welding on just one side of each of the pickets for now. I'm lining up the collars right now, and I'm going to just tack these in place. And you can see I've got a little jig right there that I'm using. I think it was about 9 inches, and just a wood jig, hold it in place, move it down. And you know, when you get a big section like this, sometimes things get out of hand, and I missed it. I, of course, made a little mistake and got off track. Thank God it was only 2. So I was able to knock those off, get it welded back on, and then fix everything up. The rest of the things went smooth. You know, I'm going to weld these on both sides, top and bottom on both sides. They are cast iron and a little bit brittle, but if you can catch a weld on both sides of them, you're not going to have any problems. And after I got that done, this is what I like about this. I'm able to stand it up on my welding table and be able to do the welding all the way around at a comfortable height, and that's good for me. That rather than working on my knees or above my head, it's just comfortable. So I'm just going around all the way around the bottom and the sides on this side and finishing that up. And you can see that I'm working off the new 3M Speedglas 9100. Pretty good technology with this new helmet. It's pretty awesome. I really like it. And once I'm doing that, I'm also catching, while it's up, the top side of these collars. And then when I flip it around, I'll get the other side. So, again, everything's nice and comfortable. Works really good. And one of the last things to do right here is to make these brackets it's going to take to hold it in place. Now, these are going in between some columns, and so this is all we're going to be using to hold it in place is just some tabs, and then we're going to put some screws in the columns, and it's going to be, this is the way we're going to hold it in place. Took it over the quarter band, cut them out to the length I needed. I think they're right at about 3 inches, and then over to the Burking and rounded off the edges right there. Now, Now I just did this because I didn't have too many of these, and so I did them by hand. And you can see the Burr King, it just removes metal like butter, and worked out really good for this. Now in the future, if I got more tabs, I'm going to make a jig that's going to fit on there, and I'll be able to just have I'll turn them right around, and it'll be a perfect radius, and it'll work out a lot better. So just move the platen out of the way and move the table out of the way, and I'm working from the soft side of the belt right here to just smooth off all the edges, and that worked out really good. And then this little trick that I like to do is I just like to tape them together before I put them in the mill, and it holds them together a lot better when I drill them out, and I can get all 4 or 5 at a time drilled out. And then it's just time to get them welded on. Now it's just a tack on top and bottom, and hold them in place and weld them out all the way around. That's all it's going to take. And then a little bit of finish grinding to clean the edges up to make it look nice and smooth, and it's all done. It was a good little project, start to finish. Not a real big one, but it's a lot of fun to make. These things, I never build the same thing twice. It's always something a little bit different. Anyways, the customer's happy. Hope you guys enjoyed this short little video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more video.
See you next time on Jimbo's Garage.